Hello, I'm sure herbalist. We had a good class last night. We had one on high blood pressure, and I've been having classes for 28 years. And I've even got one lady calling all the way from Arizona on speakerphone, and she comes in on speakerphone since May, and this is October, so she's been doing it every Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. Tonight, this morning, I'm going to talk about sleep. A lot of people don't get enough sleep, and they wonder why. And it's because what they've done to their body. Remember what I've told you. You're responsible for your body. We're spirit, soul, and body. And the Bible shows us that we are good stewards. And many times we need to clean out our bodies. And that's why they call me the cleaning lady. Many people do. And they say, I know what you're going to say, clean out my colon. But the main gist of it is as you clean out, the body has a chance to repair. And why we're going to talk about sleep is I had people all week coming in about sleep. And the ones I've been working with has been having great results. One lady, she came in and I got her on 5-HTP and herbal sleep. And so she decided, because it was starting to work on her, she gave it to her 4 kids. And they was all small, so she gave them just a little bit. And she came in the other day and she said, they all sleep all night. And she was getting sleep. And so she was so excited. But then I had one that came in yesterday, and they was taking 5-HTP and herbal sleep. And I said, now give it a week or two, because your body needs to get the stuff inside for it to work. And so they did. And they said it was exactly right. After about 6 days, it started working. Now, it works with the wife better than it works with the husband. But the husband's still on caffeine, and his adrenal glands, see, when you drink caffeine, your 5 pH and your adrenal glands they're gone. And so you wonder why you can't do this and the body won't do that. And that's because of what you've done to the body. But let's talk about, I want to show you some pictures too. This boy is 16 years old, and this is what his brain used to look like. And after 4 months, because we get brand new cells every 4 months, he took vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and omega-3. He's got a perfect brain. Isn't that neat? Because you said, well, why am I talking about the brain? Because sleep has a lot to do with the brain. Because if your brain's not working right, then you're not going to sleep. And your brain has... science shows that when you go to sleep, your body starts repairing itself. And that's good, but a lot of times we don't sleep right. And what the doctor brought out, Dr. J brought out, and I had never realized this, he said you need to have 3 dreams, and you need to remember them. And then he said, then your body is starting to clean out your brain, because your brain, when you start dreaming it, your brain kind of shrinks a little bit, and this liquid comes in, and he said it's like a dishwasher that comes over and washes your brain and cleans it out of the toxins. And if you don't sleep from 8.5 to 9 hours a night, he said that the brain doesn't get to be cleaned out, and then you have toxins, and then you say, I don't remember this, I don't remember that. That's because you got a toxin brain. So here I've been so busy cleaning out people's colon, which they say the colon is a second brain, but I need to clean out the brain too. And the brain is when you sleep at a long time, it has a chance to clean itself out. And so the brain, it says it can help to repair muscles, bones. It can improve your pancreas and repair your skin. And it just makes the brain stronger, just stronger. He said it's very necessity, and they said it's like just like a flood that goes over the brain of this flow when you go to sleep and start having these dreams. But the main thing is starting to remember them. And I had to, I could never remember right all my life, but here I'm 76, and I'm starting to remember my dreams. And it's because I'm taking these herbs that he said to take. And one of them was 5-HTP, that makes the serotonin in your body. And he said, just keep taking it, because he said sometime the first bottle won't work, because he said, you're missing it so much. So I started taking 5-HTP, and then herbal sleep relaxes you. It's got all the herbs that relaxes you. But the one that's for memory is Mind Max. Mind Max, I sit under the doctor, and he explained all. It took him 15 years to put this together, and it's really amazing. And I even dream in color sometimes, like when that person has an orange outfit or a yellow outfit. I went, whoa, when I wake up, and I used to never even dream. So to dream in color is amazing. And some of my customers says they dream in color now too. But the main thing is when we're dreaming, especially if we have 3 dreams, the brain is shrunk enough to have that liquid to come over the brain, and to remember it's washing the brain and detox the brain. Sleep is the time for them to check the hormones, the enzymes, and the protein level. The brain checks all this stuff, but it has to be cleaned out first. The body also cleans it out, because some people come in here and they say, I sleep about 2 hours a night. Well, how in the world can the body can't even clean itself out? And then the next thing is the brain when we start dreaming. So the brain and the body at night when we go to sleep, going to sleep is probably one of the most important things we do. And I never realized that. I mean, I knew the body got itself cleaned out, but I never knew about the brain and like a dishwasher and how it cleans itself out. And that's why people then end up with Alzheimer's and things like that. The brain is not cleaning. And it says sleep is the only time the brain can catch a breath. When we sleep, the brain can do the job that it's supposed to do. And a lot of times what we do is we sleep, wake, sleep, wake, sleep, wake. And the children, that's why they need to sleep. And that's why this woman, when she found this herb, all 4 children were sleeping all night. And she had them all the way down to 7 years old. Pump in there, they said that with cells, and they pump this liquid over your brain. And they said it's kind of dormant during the day, but at night when you go to sleep, that's when this pump starts working. And it has to do with your lymph gland system. And remember, if you go back to the lymph gland teaching, how I told you to do this, and told you to do this, and told you to do that, that opens up the brain so the brain can even clean out better. And so I gave you some information that you can really be sharper, and your brain can really go and be healthy. This is the benefits of the sleep. To improve it sharpens your memory. It burns fat to be fit. Did you know that if you sleep really good, the body will burn some of the fat that you have in your body. It lowers the risk of being a diabetic. You don't get into depression and anxiety and Alzheimer's. A lot of people, if you notice, when they have those diseases, they don't sleep. They get up and walk around. And that's why we got to work with the brain and get it flushed out. It causes depression and cancer, and this is by the Brown University. The brain can be beautiful or it cannot be beautiful. It only works when we get enough sleep, and we should get 8 to 9.5 hours sleep. And when I tell people that, they laugh at me. But that's what the brain needs to clean out the toxins to do the work it's got to do. And then you expect it to do more work, and it's not doing the work because you never let it clean itself out. Insufficient sleeping is an epidemic, they said. And how do we know this? It says nearly 40% of the adults nod off during the day, and 5% nod off by sleeping. 45% of the teens don't get 9 hours sleep, and 25% of them nod off in class. And so that's a shame, because that's when they're growing, when their hormones, and their face breaks out, because they need that sleep to pull the toxins out so the body can be clean and be healthy. Brain cells get overlooked like double shift employees. If no good sleep, they collapse. And your brain cells can collapse from being so dirty and toxin. I mean, why do you think Alzheimer's? They're just so loaded with plaque. They can't move. They can't function anymore. And that's because we didn't let the brain clean itself out. Does the cell phone have a button? Turn the button off, they said, and don't use the cell phone at night, and get some sleep. And sleep restriction causes stress. Stop checking the phone, and artificial light, it messes your rhythm up. You have a rhythm in your body, and that rhythm, when you use a cell phone at night, or when you use an iPhone, artificial light, TV, computer, it knocks your rhythm off. And then they said that you can't, it takes at least an hour to 2 hours to get back in the rhythm so your brain can work correctly. Sleeping pills are not the answer because they only target one area of the brain. They never work correctly on the brain, sleeping pills. So that's why the herbs work so good, because they're just a plain old plant, and they go exactly, if you know what an herb does, it goes electrical, magnetically to the organ or tissue that needs to be repaired. It knows exactly where to go. God made herbs, and He knew what we needed before we knew what we needed. It says, train your body to have 8 to 9 hours sleep every night. And if you can train it, then you'll feel like a teenager when you wake up. You will feel so good because you have slept and everything. And get out and get that natural light, they said. And did you know that herbs really helps your brain? Magnesium is one of them. It's a relaxer. And a lot of people is missing. That's why that Mind Max has got magnesium in it and takes it directly to the brain, and which is good. It says a lot of times we don't have the right nutrition for the brain because we have to feed it. And do you know we have 1 million gigabytes in the brain? 1 million. I mean, we're talking about gigabytes. Lots of energy, but what it is we mess it up. Like with the computer, sometimes you have to clean the computer out. Well, you have to let your brain clean out every single night. And amino acids is one of the main things that feeds the brain. And did you know that amino acids, I didn't know this till 3 years ago. I used to take amino acids quite a bit, but I took them all with my other vitamins. No, you take them on an empty stomach. They are so minute that if you take them with another vitamin or mineral, that vitamin and mineral overtakes it, and you don't absorb your amino acids. And your amino acids is exactly what you need for your brain, for your muscles, for your tendons. You need for your energy. Amino acids are very, very, very important. And 5-HTP and B vitamins are very important for sleep. And a lot of times you have a busy brain. I have a lot of customers, especially the children, but even the older people, when they go to bed, they said, I've got a busy brain. 5-HTP helps a lot, but GABA helps the most. GABA, GABA, it will slow, instead of short-circuiting, it will slow it down where the children will finish their work instead of going here, going there, going everywhere. And people said it saved my life when they start taking GABA. So it just depends on what you need. Everybody's different. That's why you got to listen to what the person says and then try to help them where they're coming from. And it just quiets down GABA, and it supports the nervous system. And we have anxiousness, and that's the one that's mostly if you got to get on an airplane or you got to get before people and you start shaking, you have to take 2. But just to calm your nervous system down, you just take 1. And they have proved that it works really, really good. The brain, if it's tired, it's not getting cleaned out. You've got to clean your brain out for it to be working like you want it to work. I hope that you have learned something about cleaning your brain.